Today we're diving deep into the Invincible universe to explore the top 10 alternate versions of our favorite hero, Mark Grayson. If you're a fan of the comics or the animated series, you know that things can get pretty wild with alternate realities and dimensions. And that means alternate versions of Invincible himself. We'll be drawing on information from the comics, the animated series, and even fan wikis to bring you the most complete picture of these fascinating characters. Before we get started with the countdown, let's quickly recap who Invincible is. Mark Grayson is a half-human, half-Viltrumite superhero with incredible strength, speed, and flight. He's basically Superman with a bit more angst and a whole lot more family drama. But what if things had gone differently in his life? What if he made different choices or faced different challenges? That's where these alternate versions come in. But first, we need to talk about the Invincible War. This epic storyline from the comics sees a villain named Angstrom Levy exact his revenge on Invincible by gathering alternate versions of Mark Grayson from across the multiverse. These alternate Marks are not the heroic Invincible we know and love. They are twisted reflections, often driven by anger, violence, and a lust for power. Levy unleashes this army of evil Invincibles upon Mark's world, leading to a devastating conflict that pushes our hero to his limits. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get this countdown started. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Bulletproof Invincible, a fascinating glimpse into a what-if scenario that hits close to home. This version of Mark Grayson sports the very costume designs that our primary Invincible initially discarded, a visual cue that immediately sets him apart. In the comics, his appearance is tragically brief, a fleeting moment within the chaos of the Invincible War. He arrives late to the conflict, only to be swiftly and brutally dispatched by the Reaniman, a stark reminder of the war's unforgiving nature. However, the animated series grants Bulletproof Invincible a more substantial role, showcasing his presence earlier in the narrative and allowing him to interact with the unfolding events in a more meaningful way. This divergence between the comic and animated portrayals underscores a crucial element of exploring alternate versions, their malleability and the capacity for significant variations depending on the source material. It highlights how even seemingly minor choices like costume design can lead to drastically different destinies across the vast expanse of the Invincible multiverse. At number 9, we encounter Viltrumite Invincible, a chilling reflection of Mark Grayson's potential descent into tyranny. This version of Mark stands as a stark contrast to the hero we know, fully embracing his Viltrumite heritage and pledging unwavering allegiance to the Empire. He proudly dons the distinctive Viltrumite uniform, a symbol of his commitment to their conquest, complete with the Empire's insignia prominently displayed. This visual cue immediately signals his divergence from the path of Earth's protector. He embodies the terrifying possibility of what Mark could have become had he succumbed to his father's ideology, joining Omni-man in the brutal subjugation of Earth. This version of Mark serves as a powerful reminder of the delicate balance between free will and destiny, highlighting the constant struggle against the inherent power and potential for corruption that comes with his Viltrumite lineage. It's a glimpse into a dark future where Mark's empathy and sense of justice are replaced by unwavering obedience and a thirst for dominance, a chilling testament to the what-if scenarios that haunt the Invincible universe. Sliding into number 8, we plunge into the grim reality of Prison Invincible, a version of Mark Grayson forged in the fires of brutal captivity and fueled by an unquenchable thirst for vengeance. This iteration of Mark is a harrowing spectacle, his once vibrant features now etched with the harsh lines of suffering. His head is shorn bald, a stark symbol of his dehumanization, and his body is a canvas of scars, each a silent testament to the torturous year he endured as a prisoner of the Viltrumites. Clad in a tattered, gray prison uniform, he is a walking embodiment of his confinement, a constant reminder of the indignities he suffered. This version of Mark is not the hopeful hero we know. He is a volatile and dangerous force, his spirit twisted by pain and his heart consumed by a burning desire for retribution. He is a powder keg of rage, ready to explode at any moment, unleashing his fury upon anyone who dares to cross his path. His actions during the Invincible War, including the devastating attack on Moscow, leave a trail of destruction that underscores the terrifying consequences of unchecked rage and the profound impact of prolonged suffering. Prison Invincible serves as a chilling reminder that even the most powerful heroes can be broken and reshaped into instruments of destruction. Securing the 7th spot is Flaxan Invincible, a compelling variation that invites us to ponder the profound impact of environment and allegiance on a hero's trajectory. This version of Mark Grayson is a striking visual departure, garbed in the distinctive blue and gray armor of the Flaxans, the interdimensional invaders who posed a significant threat to Earth in the early stages of Invincible's narrative. This attire immediately signals a radical divergence from Mark's familiar path, hinting at a reality where his formative experiences were drastically altered. It suggests a scenario where Mark might have been raised within Flaxan society, adopting their culture and aligning himself with their objectives. Alternatively, it could imply a complex alliance forged through unforeseen circumstances, leading him to fight alongside the Flaxans against his own homeworld. The very concept of Invincible wielding his immense powers in service of the Flaxan agenda paints a vivid picture of a world turned upside down. This alternate version serves as a powerful thought experiment, prompting us to consider how crucial factors like upbringing, cultural immersion, and loyalty can shape a hero's moral compass and ultimately determine their role in the grand tapestry of the Invincible multiverse. Taking the 6th spot is Omni-man Invincible. This Mark cuts an imposing figure in his red and white suit, a mirror image of Omni-man's own attire. This suggests a reality where Mark not only rejected his father's ideology, but also took his life and assumed his mantle. This raises chilling questions about the cyclical nature of violence and the potential for even the most heroic figures to become what they despise. At the halfway point, we have long-haired Invincible. This Mark stands out with his flowing shoulder-length hair and a modified Invincible costume with short sleeves. While his backstory remains shrouded in mystery, his unique appearance hints at a different journey and perhaps a more rebellious spirit than our main Invincible. Number 4 is Hooded Invincible. This Mark is instantly recognizable with his distinctive blue hood that drapes over his head, concealing his features and adding an air of mystery to his persona. He's a formidable fighter, engaging in intense battles with other heroes during the Invincible War. Coming in at number 3 is Mustache Invincible. This Mark sports a thick Viltrumite-style mustache and a variation of the Viltrumite uniform. This suggests a possible connection to the Viltrum Empire, perhaps as a former soldier or a loyal follower. His appearance raises questions about the different ways Mark could have embraced his Viltrumite heritage without necessarily turning into a villain like Omni-Man. In the runner-up spot, we have Mohawk Invincible. This Mark is a truly intimidating figure, with a fierce mohawk, a black and blue suit, and an aggressive demeanor. In his reality, he rose to become the emperor of the Viltrumite Empire, showcasing the potential for Mark to become a ruthless and tyrannical ruler. He's a key player in the Invincible War, causing widespread destruction and showcasing his immense power. And finally, the number 1 alternate version of Invincible is Sinister Invincible. This Mark is the epitome of evil, a truly terrifying figure who embodies the darkest aspects of Invincible's potential. He murdered his own mother and revels in violence and destruction. In his universe, he even killed Omni-Man, showcasing his ruthlessness and power. Sinister Invincible is a central figure in the Invincible War, leading the charge against our main Invincible and posing a significant threat to his world. That's quite a multiverse of marks. From the tragic Bulletproof Invincible to the terrifying Sinister Invincible, it's clear the Invincible universe isn't afraid to explore the darkest possibilities of its hero. These alternate versions highlight the importance of choices, the potential for corruption, and the strength of the Mark Grayson we know and love. Now, if you're hungry for more deep dives into overlooked heroes, be sure to check out my previous video where we shine a light on the forgotten X-Men heroes who deserve more love. Click the link in the description to discover which mutants have been waiting in the wings for their moment to shine.